But you know, the possibility of bringing Princess Yelena back still exists. You're just holding on to unrealistic hopes for mercy from Dura.
You're right. Tell me your plan.
Have you made up your mind? Remember, regret is not an option.
Yes. I've made my decision.
Ah, excellent. The one true God, the Great will cherish followers like you.
The Great Will?
False gods remain silent while mortals plead, turning a blind eye to their suffering. But the Great Will is different. Prove your faith, and the Great Will heed the prayers of true believers.
What must I do? I'd give anything for Yelena to live again. I'd sacrifice everything.
Then please, follow me.
My best guess here as to what's happening. Ah, you like that? I dodged that mute. Yeah. My best guess is that Siren thinks that he's praying to the Great Will, which is Lutos, who is the destroyer, the ultimate being of chaos in the entire universe. The entire universe was made up of only two wills. At the moment the universe came into being, there were two primordial wills. Honus, the creator, and Lutos, the destroyer and bringer of chaos. From there, the universe expanded and Honus created worlds, myriad worlds, including Esperia. Meanwhile, Lutos tried to destroy everything. He realized that the eventual form of all things is nothingness, and he delighted in this fact that his was the right way, and sought to turn all things into that nothingness right away in order to skip the boring middle part and just find that eternal peace. Much like It and the Turtle, frankly. Anyone who's read It. Much like It and the Turtle. And so when Lutos was finally locked away by Honus into the Void Realm, he has since been exerting his influence of will over all of Esperia. And seeks to corrupt and destroy through exerting his influence, which means that he controls, or at least communes with, a majority of the higher order Hypogeans, such as Cryonia and Burial and Rainer, all of the higher order ones, the ones who are named, rather than the Hypofiends, which are the little scuttling around monsters, the lower order hypos. So I think Siren thinks he's communing with the Great Will, but really he's communing with Cryonia. And Cryonia, I think, thinks that she knows she's not the Great Will. But I think that later on, she may confuse Annih for the Great Will at some point. Or maybe not, but we'll see. But that's what I think is going on here, is that Siren thinks that they're communing with the Great Will. But really, it's Cryonia pretending to be the Great Will. And to clarify, anyone that hasn't seen my video on Annih, the god of death, in the world of Esperia, when Honus created Esperia, he made there two further incarnations of the wills that there are, but for Esperia. And so they are Dura, the goddess of life, and Annih, the god of death, her counterpart. And they're the two beings that you see on the logo of AFK Arena when you log into the game for the first time and all of the loading screens, in fact. These guys. Yeah, see that guy? The guy with the big old scythe right here? That's Annih, the god of death, who we will see in these cutscenes in just a few minutes here. Spoiler alert, although I think most people have seen it by now. And that's Dura on the far side there. And this is the set for my show that we do on the weekends called the Esperia Chronicles, where we talk about Esperian lore. All Sunday long, all day we cover lore topics. There's a million things to talk about all the time. In-game, history books, we got hours and hours of content every Sunday. And we do it a lot during the week too, like tonight. But these two guys are the two primordial gods of Esperia, created by Honus, the true primary deity of all the universe. He's bigger than a deity. He's just a will. There really is no other word for it. So that's who they are. And if you watch the video that I made about the god of death, Annih, you will learn all about his connection to the Hypogeans in the fact that he created them inadvertently because they are the embodiment of all the negative feelings in the world. And so that when a deity as powerful as he is cried the deepest tears of his eternal life at that point, he was so truly distraught that, and we talk all about why in that other video and several others, that he poured out of his face a torrent of Hypogeans that rained over Esperia in a bleak and miserable demonic outpour, and that was the creation of the start of the Divine War, because the world was suddenly overrun with them because of Anih's inadvertent creation of them through his god tears, basically. But back to the plot.